Hello everybody. Today I would like to share my experience. How did I get my H1B visa for the year 2021? During this year, we saw a lot of things came into the picture like coronavirus, Trump travel ban, economic downfall, unemployment, etc. Let's see how these things impacted on my visa processing. It all started in the month of January 2020, where one of my refer has shared my profile to the employer, and employer scheduled an interview, and then he's happy with my profile, and he said like he'll be filing H1B for me. In the month of March, he filed H1B for me, and by end of March, I came to know that my petition was picked in the lottery. And then along with me there were 8 other people whose profile also got picked, and HR has started communicating us, and then HR filed I-129 and have collected all required information from us, and we have provided our educational certificate, work experience and all to the HR, and she has provided an equivalent certificate for our education. And then we have corrected it, and we made all our documents very clear, and at the end these documents have been sent to USCIS, and in the month of August 2020 I could see my visa application status changing from processing to issued. And then I got a call from my HR saying like, hey, I got I-797, and then she has prepared a package where it has all the required documents like I-797, I-129 and etc., which are required for the visa process, has been shared to us through mail, and we have received it to our home address in India. And we all were waiting for December 31st 2020, where the travel ban will get expired. But on December 31st 2020 there was a surprise for us stating the travel ban get extended from January 1st 2021 to March end. It's a big surprise for us to see the travel ban get extended till the end of March 2021. But in the month of January 2021, USCIS has released a tweet stating they are starting the visa processing. So I started filling DS160. I have my wife and my son as my dependents, so I have filled the DS160 for them too. And once I am done with filling all the 3 DS160, I paid the amount prescribed by US Travel Docs, and I got a confirmation from them as an appointment confirmation, and I have collected my DS160 and appointment confirmation and my passport as my required documents for my biometric. And then I started searching for the appointments. So when I started looking for the appointments, USCIS has not started the consulates all together in a single go. So I got my appointment for biometrics in a different location, and consulate in a different location. I stay at Hyderabad, and I got my biometric at Mumbai VAC. So I took my wife and my son to Mumbai VAC, and then I gave my biometrics there. I was there at Mumbai VAC at 1 p.m. where my appointment is at 1:30 p.m. and they have allowed me inside by 1 p.m. And then I went inside, and staff was so supportive, and they have collected my DS160 page and appointment confirmation page and my passport, and they have cross-checked everything in detail, and they took my photograph, and they have collected my fingerprints, and then they have given a stamp beside my behind my passport. And I have collected all my documents, and then I traveled back to Hyderabad. My biometrics was happened on February 14th, and on February 26th I have my interview. I went to the consulate at 9:15 a.m. where my appointment is at 9:45 a.m. I was half an hour earlier to my interview, but they did not allow me inside. At 9:30 a.m. they have allowed me inside. I took my wife and my son, who are dependents. So we all three went inside to the consulate, and there was a thorough security check where we should not carry any of the metal item on our body. So we have to take off all the metal items like belts and pen, everything we have to take out from our pockets, and we have to send it to the scanning check. One quick thing we have to note here is like the smartwatch is not allowed. We are not supposed to put smartwatch either to the biometric or to the consulate. So analog watches are allowed. So we have to, apart from the smartwatch, the other things have to be sent to the security check. And the security guys will insist us to not to carry any of the closed envelope. We have to put all the papers, all the documents open. So they will have a check about our documents, what we brought. If we have a file, they'll ask our permission, and they open the file and they thoroughly check all the documents, and they see every pocket of our file, and then they will allow us inside. Due to this pandemic, the consulates were allowing only 10 people for every slot. So there were only 10 people in our time frame, which is 9:15 to 10 a.m. So we were just 10 people inside the consulate, and there are no any other people except from the security people who guide us what to do the next. So they made us to sit for some time, and then the security person has directed me to the consulate. Once when we went to the consulate, there is one interview going before us. So once the consulate has completed the interview with them, she asked us to take a step forward, and then she started taking interview with us. As I have my wife and my son, we all greeted her, and she greeted us back. And then she asked us to show our passports from the window. Actually, earlier they used to collect our passports, and then they used to scan the stamping what we got from the biometric. But now, as per the COVID situations, we are not supposed to exchange anything inside the consulate window. So we got to carry our passports from outside of the window, and she scanned it, and she started the interview process. She asked me a few questions like, what is my employer? How did I came to know that the employment is there in my employer? And what is the salary package? What is my job description? And where I'm going to stay? All these details were asked by the consulate. I have answered all the questions. And my wife has got a couple of questions like how about my job description and my employer, and when did we get married. And she asked a couple of questions to my son. He's just 2 years. He, instead of giving answers to her, he repeated whatever she says. She was really happy to hear about a small kid speaking or repeating the words what she's saying, and she enjoyed it. And she said like do I have the travel exemption letter? I have my travel exemption letter, and I gave a travel exemption letter to her. She said like she is good with the interview process, but she got to check with the travel exemption letter what I have produced from Chamber of Commerce, and that has to get approved, and then she will approve my visa, is what she said. I'm happy to hear that the verdict given by the consulate. And then when I came back to my home, and when I saw the link about my status, I see it is refused. I'm surprised to see why it got refused. But with the other communications, I got to know that though we have produced the travel exemption letter, they need around 10 days of business working days time to validate the travel exemption letter, and then they will approve our visas, is what the communication I got. So after 10 days, I could see my status getting changed from refused to administrative process, and after that I see my status getting changed to issued. Later, I got a mail from USCIS stating my passport is ready for collection. I went to Hyderabad VAC and have collected my passport, and I can see stamping is done. I would like to thank my employer, my HR, and Redbus2US guys. Redbus2US has provided a WhatsApp group and a Telegram group where It's open for everybody, where we can join and we can get all the updates from USCIS. They make videos which educate us. They provide all the links where we can get a lot of information from them. All the links for checking our status from USCIS as well as passport after our interview are provided below. Thank you. All the best.